back to the broadcast. Well, can rescued dogs teach you character? Well, you bet they can. And the group Dogs of Character saves abused and neglected dogs and then trains them to help teach empathy, leadership, loyalty, respect, perseverance, and of course the list goes on and on. Joining me now is Joy from Dogs of Character. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. And you brought some friends along with you. They always put me in the dog segments now.
Good.
I was able to rescue my dog, and her being a dog that came from an abusive situation, I would say she has taught me so much about powering through. But tell us about your program and how it works.
Well, we first started the program just to show children that rescue dogs have such worth and they have such great stories. So we teach them the different virtues that dogs exhibit: leadership and courage and perseverance. But it's gone more into teaching empathy now. It's gone into a really strong lesson on empathy so that the children can then rescue themselves and then rescue each other.
I love that. Now, empathy, I think, is really important, especially for kids to learn. We were talking about bullying earlier, and where that is so prominent in the schools right now. What do you think it is about the dogs that maybe teach kids a different lesson that adults can't sometimes get the point across to them?
Well, I think these dogs, since they've gone through so much, number one, they're a safe vehicle for children to discuss issues of bullying, to discuss issues of abuse and neglect. If a dog, say for instance, we have one dog that was thrown out of a car and he found a way back to the street so that he could be saved. And so they can relate to that in a much better way than perhaps relating to another child or another adult about it.
Well, now do you use, what organizations, I'm sure you work with several of the rescue groups here in Dallas between Operation Kindness, SPCA. How do you find the dogs and then find their stories to share? How does that process work?
Well, this is our first foray into Dallas. So we started the program actually yesterday here in Dallas.
Wow.
So we've been in Houston and Austin for about 5 years. And we contact rescue groups and say, do you have a pup that would be available to do the program? They're temp tested so that they can get along with all the other dogs in the program. And we often bring dogs that already have homes. That's real important, that they've already got a rescue home. And then these pups, we will always bring one to an assembly that needs a home. So we brought 2 today.
Yeah, and you might only be leaving with 1.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think it is? Do you think teaching kids, because I grew up with a dog in my home, and I think just having an animal around taught me a different level of just how to care for something other than myself. What do you think it is about teaching kids at a young age to care for animals and to love on animals? How do you think that really adds to their overall well-being as an adult one day?
That's a cool question because it teaches them, number one, responsibility. And we even do this program in detention centers where the boys are working with a dog in a detention center. It teaches them responsibility, care. They have to look at somebody else's needs. And so that brings it all back to, a responsibility for this animal.
I love this. Now, you said y'all just launched yesterday in Dallas. So if people want to get involved, what can they do?
They can contact our website. They can go to the website, and it's just dogsofcharacter.com. They can contact, we've partnered now, Janet Healy is going to take over the Dallas program, and she was the better half of Hooray for the Underdog, the photography studio here in Dallas. And then Operation Kindness, I believe, is going to help us quite a bit with these dogs.
Well, welcome. We're so glad to have you on Dallas. Another great program, especially when it ties 2 of our favorite things around here at the broadcast, animals and kiddos. So thank you for being here and teaching us more about the program.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, as Memorial Day approaches, we are going to be learning to barbecue like a champ. Lisa's outside at the grill. That's coming up next. Stick around.